Hello, friends. I must be having some serious higher cognitive function transit going on right now with the moon in Capricorn in opposite to my Cancer stellium and square my Pluto in the ninth house, which is, again, things that you've worked on for a long time for me, which is how to make things work. And Capricorn, where the moon is currently transitioned out of the moon in Sag, Saturn in Pisces has been a lot about does it work? We are building towards a full moon in Capricorn again. This is going to be two in a row. And with just before that, Mars is going to move into Gemini. Now, that's about communication, and the moon is about emotions, and those two things very much come together. Because typically whatever you're emotional about, you communicate about, right? So it tends to bring up things from the inside, and Saturn retrograde, Saturn in Pisces, it's definitely about the past. But there is a steadiness there. But don't detach from it completely. It might not be a bad idea to separate a little bit and go, okay, where am I at? And realize what's going on versus go, the world is a dark and lonely place, and I think I'm just gonna have to be by myself and get these things done. I have things to do. I'm not gonna feel something. I'm just gonna eat the most boring thing I can for breakfast, and I'm not gonna put any shit. Don't do that, because Capricorn still gets it done, right? It can get it done, and if it's not yes, it's no. So realize that, and Capricorn doesn't stay where it's at, right? He's always that mystical sea goat is always climbing. He's always going forward, right? That's the nature of it, and that learning how to do that is what Saturn teaches you, aside from other planets and astrological placements. But if you're not going from A to B with anything, then you're not being that get it done, Capricorn sea goat. If it's not done in a certain way, that's fine. There's another way to do it, right? Or, oh, this project is over, next project, right? So just keep rolling, and you will eventually get it done, get it right. And it may not be what you thought it was going to be. And with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and going to move back into Capricorn, while Saturn is still retrograde, and that's going to be in September. So we're kind of we're thinking forward and feeling backwards and trying to be in the moment, and it's not always easy. So take the time, right? We're back to take the time again. Because Saturn is about, somewhere between a 27 and a 30-year cycle, and the moon is about a 28-day cycle. So that's, the moon can't understand, can't comprehend that kind of thing, but she doesn't have to. She just feels her way through it. Now, Capricorn does, but again, it's that decision. It's that, does it click or not? So the emotional decisions we make tend to be about that building of intensity. And we have to make the decision. We have to make the click. We have to, Mars is at 29 degrees of Taurus. We may not want to move because the last degrees of Taurus are ruled by the moon. So it's very lunar. It's very want to stay home. Like, I barely drug myself out for my weekly outing with my friends last night. I had a good time, and I enjoy seeing my friends, and they like it when I show up too. But I wasn't feeling good. My stomach wasn't feeling great all day, and it's not quite there yet. But I got up and I went out, and I felt better because I went out. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You just got to go, okay, I don't want to be here. Let me go somewhere else. And you don't have to. It doesn't have to be very far. It doesn't have to be a big shift at all. It's just small things, mechanical things, or at least what I refer to as mechanical. Does it work? How can I make this work? And sometimes putting something aside and letting it sit for a little while is the way to make it work. So